Today's video is all about trying this brand of ND filters. So when it comes to ND filters, one name that always seems to pop up in searches is Freewell, and I wanted to know if there was a cheaper alternative, and that's why I got these. These were £17 from Amazon, and these are FPVtoSKY ND filters, and there's also a CPL filter. The CPL filter is basically to get rid of reflection on water or glass, and obviously the others, the NDs, are your sunglasses for your drone. Now there's a 16, a 64 and a 256 in there, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to do a video using automatic settings. I wanted it without a filter with the ND16, the ND64, and then another video with a 256 on there to see exactly how it changes the footage. Now let's get straight into it here. So as I take the drone off and fly around this area where I live, I wanted to find somewhere that's got different textures and different elements such as grass, trees, buildings, schools, sky and the likes, and different lights to see exactly how each filter sort of changes that and how it looks going forward. So let me just get off the screen now and we'll just fly around here in this field area. So yeah, this is automatic settings. It is without a filter whatsoever. The ISO is sort of going between 200 and 310 at this stage. The shutter speed is going at 1/6400 to around about 1/8000. But as you can see, as we fly over the trees, there is a bit of that sort of pixelation, that graininess. The sky doesn't look as great as it could. Obviously the buildings aren't, you can't sort of see them as clearly. Obviously with the light change, when I'm turning around, obviously you've got sunlight in certain areas and shade in others, so it's not sort of dealing with that great. But I wanted to do it so it was basically raw, there was no filter on, so you could see exactly what it looked like without a filter. Automatic settings, so that basically the drone just changes its settings appropriately to where it is. So then when you see the different filters on the front, you can kind of see how those make a difference. Now, as I bring myself back round, this is a school area, so I've kind of had this as a sort of marker as well. We will be flying near it in a moment, but I wanted to see exactly what the building looked like with the different filters on as well, if you could see more definition or whether it was just the same throughout. So as I'm turning the drone round here over the building, obviously you can see the solar panels. I wanted to see if you could see the definition of the things on top of the building or the car park or the houses you can see there. But again, there is obviously, apologies for the sort of flying around, but I wanted to see what it was like for motion blur as well. Because obviously when you're flying your drone, you're not always going in a straight line. You are turning quickly, you are sort of banking round. So I wanted to see exactly how it handled it. And obviously it's heading back to where we started. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the drone down, I'm going to stick the ND16 filter on and get it back up, and I'm going to do a similar route round to see exactly the difference between no filter and the ND16 filter and go from there. So let's get the drone up. So we're bringing the drone back up again. As I say, this is the ND16 filter on the front of it this time, and I wanted to do a similar route, see the trees, the grass, that school building that looks like the letter E, the house in the distance, the sky, see exactly how it changes everything, how it changes the settings as well. So let's have a look at the footage and go from there. So I'm flying over the school now. You can see a little bit more definition with the ND16 filter on. There doesn't seem to be as much pixelation when you go around the trees. The houses don't look as bad. The sky looks a little bit bluer than it was before. And as I bank around, this was the real test, really, going over those trees to see the pixelation. And there is a little bit of sort of pixelation, a bit of that blur on the trees as we're going round. But I think with the ND16 filter on the front, it is helping that light from the sort of the sun and that sort of bright sky. And as we come back round again, yeah, you can see when you're looking at the trees, you've got that sort of haziness to it. But the sky itself doesn't look too bad. And then we're going to turn round any moment now. and head back over another school and obviously the estate here. Yeah, you can kind of see sort of graininess, a bit of blurring and everything like that. It's okay, it's a better job as we go back over this school now. It does look a little bit better with that ND16 filter on, but still I think obviously it needs those settings down. So as I bring the drone down to change the filter on the front of it, I wanted to tell you what the settings were for the ND16 filter on automatic. It ranged between 100 and 260 for the ISO, and the shutter speed was going at 1/400 to 1/500, which was a massive difference from before with the no filter on, which was 1/6400 to 1/8000. So what I'll do is I'll take the ND16 filter off, stick the ND64 filter on, and we'll get it back up and see how that looks. So we are up, and we're going to be, as I say, doing exactly the same maneuvers. I wanted to try and keep the same flight path so you can see the grass, you can see the trees, to see if it pixelated over the school, to see what the definition of the school was, and then obviously banking round over the big body of trees to see what that's like, and then back round again. So let's have a look and see how it goes. So obviously we're going over the school now towards the houses just to see exactly what the definition is on there. You can see it is a little darker with the 64 filter on. It does look a lot better in regards to sort of the quality of it. There's not a huge amount of sort of pixelation when you're turning around. There is a bit of motion blur, but obviously you expect that. But when it comes to the pixelation, it needs to be over the trees. So as I'm turning around, there's the school again. So to me, the school looks a lot better than it did on the ND16 filter, and definitely a lot better than it did without the filter. You can still see slightly a little bit of that sort of pixelation blurriness on the trees themselves as we go over this big body of trees. You're not getting the sort of the definition you would. There is that haziness, I would call it, over the trees. And as we bank round, we're going to bank round and fly up this field. So as you can see, the sky does look a little bit better with the ND64 than it did with the ND16. It has improved it slightly. Looking at that, obviously you can see the definition a bit better with the houses, the school. The trees haven't got that sort of as much of a haze on them than before. And as we fly over the school now, you can get a better look of that, and it does look a lot better than the automatic settings. So I'm going to bring the drone down, and as I'm bringing the drone down, I'll tell you that the ISO was going between 120 to 260, and the shutter speed for the ND64 filter was staying at a solid 1/100. So what I'll do is I'll bring the drone down now, I'll take that 64 filter and I'll put a 256 filter on and get it back up in the air. So as I bring the drone back up, this is the 256 filter on the front, and this is the one which I think is going to show the best footage, the more detail, the less of that pixelation on the trees. So let's watch the footage and check it out. So I'll fly over and bring the gimbal down so we can have a look at that school and the roof to see the definition of that, see if there's any pixelation when we turn round in a moment over those trees. Obviously you're going to get motion blur regardless of what you do, but obviously with a sort of a higher ND filter, it should sort of minimize that sort of pixelation and sort of haziness, so you get a true motion blur. But it's over those trees that you can see now that sort of always seem to pixelate and sort of have that haze over them, but it looks a lot better. There seems to be a lot of definition, or more definition, when you look out right really far off into the sort of Cleveland Hills area, right in the distance with that sky. You can see that a lot more. The trees don't seem to have that haze or pixelation as much. It's very minimal on the ND256 filter. and as we go around you're going to get that motion blur, but it still looks nice. And as we turn around to have a look at that skull, the skulls seem to stand out a lot more. It looks a lot better with that particular filter on. You can see the top of the building itself, the things on the top, the AC I guess it is, they seem to stand out. The buildings look a lot better flying around, and as we sort of fly towards the end point, it looks a lot crisper, a lot cleaner, miles better. So definitely for me personally, it's the ND64 or the 256 seems to be the way forward. So that was the individual test done. Now what I want to do is I want to do a side-by-side comparison so you can see all four on the screen at the same time, so you can pick your clear winner. Now when it comes to the FPVtoSKY filters, I think these are great value for £17 on Amazon rather than sort of paying £40 plus. I think they do the job great. But yeah, let us know in the comments once you watch this next bit of footage, which do you think is the clear winner? So yeah, roll VT. So there you have it. I think these FPVtoSKY filters are great for the price. £17 from Amazon, you can't go wrong. But yeah, you can see it side by side, see exactly the definition, the motion blur and all of that. Obviously when it comes to no filter at all, you can see that graininess, that distortion, that horrible sort of hazy sort of pixelation on the trees. You definitely need a filter on the front to sort of get the best quality, and you need to make sure you pick the right one as well. So when it comes to a filter, which one would you have picked for that type of day? Would it have been the 64 or the 256? Let us know which one you thought was the best in the comments, and don't forget to hit the like button, comment below and let me know how you're getting on with your drone, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next video. So take care of yourself and happy flying. Bye bye.